let's say that I wanted a washer in between these two, but I wanted it evenly spaced in between this. So I could do the math. I could take this measurement, subtract this, take that number and divide it by 2, and then do a distance constraint from this face to this face, or this bottom one to this one. Or what we can do is we can use planes. So this part I built such that the front plane is right in the middle of the part, and I did that by doing a mid plane on my boss extrude, so it went both directions, leaving the plane in the middle of the part. What that allows us is we can go back to this, and then if you click on a certain part in the assembly, it will highlight in the tree. That helps you find it. So if you have multiple parts, you can just very quickly see which one correlates to the tree. So I want this part. So we can go ahead and click this front plane and set it to visible, which, since these two other parts are duplicates, it also sets their planes to visible. But we can click this plane here, this face, and set them to symmetric. And now, the benefit of doing that over doing the math is on this part, we can left click and we can say view mates. We can see that we have a distance mate in between these two that we set earlier. So let's edit that feature. Let's set that to 3/8.375. You can see that the math automatically updated, which you could do that with a single distance constraint by using formulas, but the symmetric constraint is a very powerful tool that I like to use. And if you did not have this built on in the middle of your part, let's say that wasn't going to work for you, so let's grab this part, let's delete that symmetry, let's go back into, so let's say that instead of doing a mid-plane extrusion, let's say that it was, you needed that plane on the bottom. So we can also add in reference geometry. So we can go to features, reference geometry, and plane. And if we want a plane in the middle of a part, we can click top face, bottom face, and then we'll set a plane right in the middle. So we can then pop back into our assembly, rebuild. We can click apart. That plane is visible, as you can see. That's our new plane that we just built. And we could then use that new plane for our symmetry instead of the original planes, which is now on the bottom of our part right there. And then for having the planes viewable, you can either turn individual ones on over here. This is how you turn them on or off individually. You can turn all planes off by clicking that, as long as you don't have one selected. If you select it, it still shows. This will hide other stuff though that you may want, or that won't hide other stuff. Another thing you can do to quickly hide planes is just click right here, and it will hide everything that is currently visible. So if you have annotations or any of this other stuff like axes, points, coordinate systems, clicking that button will quickly hide everything so that you can just see the geometry that you're working with. If you want individual things to go away, let's say that you had an axis right there. We can turn on that axis so that we can see it. There it is. We can turn it off. If we have both on, we can just hit that. It all goes away. Or if you want the axis to show but not the plane, we can just turn off viewing planes. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. And then if you are done using planes, you can either click the plane, right click the plane and select hide, or you can do so in the tree. So you could click this plane and click hide, whichever method works. Let's go ahead and finish constraining this guy. We can make this coincident there and coincident there. Now it's fully defined.